Guy digs up a box stuffed with cash, but there's also a dead body inside. He totally freaks out, but when he lifts the lid again and confirms that's a cool $3 million in real bills, greed swallows the fear whole. He hauls every last dollar back to his place, but the second he flips the lights off, a terrifying shadow darts across the corner. Cage is scared out of his mind. He bolts to the yard and cracks the box open. The corpse is still right where he left it, so he figures it was just his imagination. But the next morning he wakes up with dirt caked all over his arms and legs. When he gets home from work, it's even worse. There's muddy footprints all over the house, and after a closer look, those aren't even his shoe size. He rushes straight to the storage room. Thank God the money's still there. He follows the footprints trail, and it leads right back to the wooden box. He's pretty sure the old man is stone cold dead, but he's still shaken to the core. That night he barely lies down and kills the lights. When the old man's face is pressed right against the window, he jolts awake and realizes it was a dream. But the second he steps out of bed, it was a dream within a dream. Cage is gasping for air. Convinced the old man's ghost is coming to collect, he musters up the nerve and opens the box. There's a key sitting on the corpse that wasn't there before. He uses it to unlock the basement, and what he sees makes his blood run cold. The old man had over a dozen bodies stashed down there. Cage is absolutely horrified. His first instinct is to call the cops, but then he remembers they'd seize every penny, and once again greed wins over reason. He decides to go to war with the ghost. He buys a ton of cameras and rigs the whole mansion with surveillance. Late at night, the old man shows up on the footage, even waving at him through the screen. Cage grabs a bat and charges outside swinging, but steps on broken glass and slices his foot open. Cage pushes through the pain and rips the lid off, screaming at the dead man to stay away from his money. He beats the corpse like a madman until he passes out. But the next day, on his drive to work, he looks up and the old man is staring right at him. Cage completely loses it. He jumps out of the car ready to throw down, but the old man scrambles back into the box and goes still again. Cage has been pushed past his breaking point. He grabs some tools and destroys every last trace of the body. After letting it all out, he shows up to work covered in filth, scaring the hell out of his co-workers. His boss calls him a lunatic and threatens to dock his pay. Running on zero sleep and wired to the max, he finally snaps for good. The second he hears the word money, he starts hallucinating, mistakes his boss for the old man, and attacks him like a maniac. Security drags him out and he's fired on the spot. He storms back home in a blind rage, only to find his landlord discovered the box. The landlord is horrified by the body and wants to call the police. Cage's eyes go bloodshot red, screaming that nobody is taking his money. He grabs the nearest heavy object and takes the landlord out for good. From that day on, he patrols his territory like a rabid animal, attacking anyone who comes near the house, then dragging them all down to the basement. Cage has completely lost his mind. He even turns on his own daughter, but hearing her desperate screams and begging, that last shred of humanity finally kicks in. He looks down at his blood-soaked hands, and the guilt hits him like a freight train. But even after all of that, he still can't let go of the money. Pain and greed tear him apart from the inside. In the end, Cage finds the only way to keep it forever.